All right. So today, let's dive into this whole world of tech hiring.
Okay.
Specifically, there's this platform everyone's kind of buzzing about, right? It's called Provin.
Yeah.
And they're really trying to shake things up. They're promising this like faster, more efficient way to connect top tech talent with companies.
Right.
And listen, anything that claims to simplify the hiring process, especially in the tech world, I am all ears.
Yeah.
What's got you intrigued about Provin?
So I think the thing that's really fascinating to me is the way that they're tackling what is a major, major pain point in the industry.
Okay.
And we all know the drill, right?
Yeah.
Like endless resumes, hit or miss interviews. And it takes weeks, sometimes months, to fill a single position.
Oh, yeah.
And Provin is really trying to flip the script on that. So they're offering companies this curated pool of talent, and specifically in design and product management. So imagine, already vetted, already assessed by experts in their fields.
Okay, see, that's what I find both intriguing and a bit like, is it too good to be true? Pre-vetted talent.
Right.
How does Provin ensure the quality of their talent pool? What does that vetting process even look like?
So instead of just relying on resumes, which, let's face it, can be really hit or miss,
Yeah.
Provin actually brings in seasoned professionals like, senior designers, product leads at major tech companies
Wow.
to conduct really rigorous technical interviews. And these aren't just tell me about your strengths and weaknesses. These are deep dives into real-world projects, problem-solving abilities, and even, like, depending on the role, coding challenges.
So it's about proving your skills, not just talking about them.
Exactly. And here's the kicker. These expert evaluations aren't just for the companies. Provin recognizes that job seekers can benefit from this level of feedback too.
Oh, interesting.
So imagine getting a really detailed report
Yeah.
from, a top designer, pinpointing your strengths and highlighting, hey, here's an area where you could maybe, level up a bit.
Okay, now that is something I haven't seen anywhere else. It's almost like a crash course in professional development.
Right.
But it's led by someone who's like actually at the top of their game.
Exactly.
Talk about a confidence booster.
Huge confidence booster. And it gets even more interesting. They actually take it a step further with these things called Provin teams.
Okay.
So let's say a company needs to build out an entire product team. Instead of finding, an individual here, an individual there, and then hoping that they kind of gel as a team,
Yeah.
Provin can actually provide a ready-made team.
Wow.
Designers, developers, product managers who've already worked together, already know each other's strengths, and can hit the ground running on day one.
So they're like the Navy SEALs of tech teams.
Yeah.
Ready to deploy at a moment's notice.
Exactly. And because these teams are, again, pre-vetted, they have proven experience working together, it reduces the risk for companies.
Oh,
They're not just hiring individuals, they're hiring a cohesive unit.
Now, for companies who might need like specialized expertise, but not necessarily a full-time hire,
Right.
what does Provin offer there? I read something about fractional experts.
Yeah, so fractional experts, this is a really cool option. Let's say you're a company and you need, a really seasoned UX designer for a specific project.
Right.
But maybe you don't have the budget or the need for a full-time hire.
Yeah.
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 That's where fractional experts come in.
Okay.
Provin can connect these companies with these highly skilled individuals who are available for, project-based work.
So it's kind of like having a secret weapon, right?
Yeah.
You get the expertise when you need it without that whole like long-term commitment thing.
Exactly.
But okay, let's flip the script for a sec. Let's talk about how all of this benefits the job seekers themselves.
Yeah,
Because let's face it, the tech job market, it can be like brutal.
it really can. It can feel like a gladiatorial arena out there.
Totally. So where does Provin come in to like, help these poor souls?
So that's where I think Provin has the potential to be really, really disruptive in a good way.
Okay.
For these really talented individuals, especially those in, product management design,
Right.
Provin offers a way to kind of cut through all that noise, all the competition,
Yeah.
and get noticed by those companies they really want to work for.
And it all comes back to these expert evaluations,
Right.
right? It's
Yeah.
not just about like padding your resume with a bunch of keywords.
Yeah.
It's about having actual concrete proof of your skills, right?
Yes.
And validated by someone at the top of your field.
Exactly. And I think is it this way, right?
Yeah.
Your Provin evaluation, it's like a verified endorsement
Okay.
of your abilities. It's a way to showcase not just what you can do, but how well you do it, judged by someone who's, literally written the book on that skill set. And that is invaluable, especially in a job market as competitive as this one.
Yeah, absolutely. And I imagine it's a game changer for, for anybody who struggles with imposter syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
Huge.
Right. I mean, even seasoned professionals, they question themselves sometimes.
All the time.
But imagine having this like detailed report
Right.
from a respected figure in your field, basically saying you are as good as you think you are.
Right.
You're even better in these specific areas.
And here's why.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that does so much, not just for your, your own self-perception, but
it gives you that confidence that shines through in interviews and salary negotiations, even just in how you approach your work, right? You carry yourself differently when you know what you're worth.
Totally, totally. And it sounds like Provin doesn't just stop there.
They don't.
They take that expert evaluation and then they actually connect you with companies that are actively searching for someone with your skill set.
Yeah, it's like this streamlined process. So no more sending your resume into the void.
The black hole of online job boards.
Exactly. They're like a matchmaker,
Sure.
They take your validated skills and they pair you with companies who are specifically looking for someone just like you.
Oh, I love that. It makes the whole thing so much more, I don't know, humane almost.
Right.
It's not just this cold, algorithm. It really shows you how Provin can, level the playing field, right?
It does.
It gives talented individuals, regardless of where they are in the world, a chance to really shine.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about, the talent pool, the evaluations. Let's get into, the nitty-gritty.
Yeah.
How does Provin actually work?
Yeah.
Where does it all begin for both companies and the talent?
So it all starts with a free consultation call.
A free consultation call. Okay, I like the sound of that already.
Yeah.
So what happens on this call? Is it like speed dating for tech jobs or something?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's really about understanding very specific needs and goals.
Okay.
So for companies, Provin wants to know everything.
Okay.
Like, what type of role are you trying to fill? What skills are absolutely must-haves?
Right.
Even, what's your company culture like?
Yeah.
They're aiming for a perfect match, not just filling a seat, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's talk cost. Because top-tier talent, it doesn't come cheap, right?
Right.
What's the financial layout for companies and individuals using Provin?
So transparency is really key for them. They have a pay-per-hire model, so you only pay if you actually end up hiring someone through them. Or companies can opt for, monthly fees based on salary.
Okay.
Which makes sense if you're, constantly scaling your teams. But the important thing is no hidden fees. It's all very upfront.
I like that. There's nothing worse than getting hit with those surprise charges when you're already, knee deep in this whole hiring maze. Now, for our listeners who are outside of Silicon Valley, all the usual tech hubs.
Right.
What's Provin's reach like?
Yeah, that's one of the things I think is really great. They have a really strong international presence.
Okay.
And they offer payment options specifically designed for global clients. So their platform really transcends geographical boundaries.
Yeah.
They're connecting talent and companies regardless of location.
That's fantastic, especially in today's, increasingly remote world. Okay, so we've unpacked a lot here. We talked about the curated talent pool, the game-changing expert evaluations, this whole focus on speed and transparency, global reach. What's the big takeaway here? What does all of this mean for, the future of tech hiring as a whole?
I think what we're seeing is potentially a real paradigm shift.
Yeah.
The traditional model of hiring, resumes, generic interviews, it's becoming outdated.
Yeah.
Platforms like Provin are really leveraging technology and expertise to kind of streamline the process, make it more skills-based, more efficient, and ultimately, I think, lead to better matches between talent and companies.
So instead of the system where, amazing candidates get lost in the shuffle,
Right.
companies waste all this time on, applications that are totally mismatched.
Yeah.
Moving towards something much more, personalized, much more effective.
Exactly.
I love it.
And it really begs the question, will platforms like this become the new norm?
Right.
Will we get to a point where relying solely on a resume seems as, antiquated as using a fax machine?
That is a fascinating question. And one, I think, we'll have to wait to answer. But I think one thing is clear, right? The way we hire and the way we get hired, it's changing, and I think for the better.
I agree.
So whether you're a company struggling to find that perfect candidate or a talented individual, trying to stand out from the crowd, it might be time to explore this whole new frontier of tech hiring.
Absolutely.
And hey, with a free consultation call, you really have nothing to lose, right?
Exactly.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of Provin.
Yeah, thanks for having me.